My name is Leena Shah, and here's an introduction of what Project SAVE is all about. Hey everybody, I'm gonna start off with an informal introduction. I've dedicated 2 decades of my life to broadcasting in the media industry. And I feel that anyone who sits on a live mic or a live camera is actually on the pulse of the nation. So last 20 years, each day I have spent in a studio talking to the South Asian audience in the US, in UK, in Pakistan, and in India. Many times I was asked, Leena, what's your message? And I thought, just being inspiring on air is enough. That is my message. But my learning is, that is not enough. Because there would be days where I would switch on the mic, but I wouldn't know what to say. The days I would see the face of a violent extremist individual or mob. Days when I think I do not want to entertain these people. Days I come across the news of a couple being killed by a mob just for their religious beliefs. Days I come across news when youth is killed just because he exercised his right to the freedom of speech. Days when I see the news about a woman being gang raped on the bus and then killed and thrown out. Days that I learned that a housewife opens fire on a group of innocent people just after pledging her alliance to a terrorist group on Facebook. The true face of violent extremism. This is not a product of today. This is a grievance of hundreds of years of slavery under the Mughal kings, under the British Empire, and then after a bloody independence, of stories filled with massacres, slavery under the feudal lords. These grievances are now a part of our DNA, and so is the extremist mindset and the resulting behavior. But there are days when you find your purpose through one phone call, when someone tells you that they were on the way to commit suicide, they did not because they hurt you and they thought what you said was inspiring. And hence, Pursuit of Excellence was born. Registered in 2018 as a non-profit, non-government organization in the state of Texas in United States of America, striving to make the world a more mindful place. But let's start off with what's most urgent to realize right now. A threat of extremism, sectarian fascism, extremist ideologies is dominating across the globe. Peace, interfaith harmony, freedom of fundamental rights, and progressive narratives are at risk. Cultural diversities are being squeezed. With the hike of the extremist, religious, and violent ideologies, liberal and democratic values are being marginalized. Why now? Extremists have successfully developed and popularized their message of dogmatism, demagoguery, militarism, violence, lawlessness, extremism, and fundamentalism. It is time to develop and popularize an alternative narrative. Our mission: subvert all violent extremism. The purpose of Project SAVE is to fulfill our mission, which is countering extremist mindsets and anti-radicalizing minds by using an alternative narrative. What is countering extremist mindset and anti-radicalization? I'm going to share 2 definitions with you. Let's check out the UN definition first. A package of social, political, legal, educational, and economic programs specifically designed to deter disaffected and possibly already radicalized individuals from crossing the line. Project SAVE has a definition too. Producing a positive and inviting message package which will lead to individual self-actualization. And step 2 is to popularize this message among those who are prone to straying on the path of extremist behavior. Project SAVE is an organization that has the process, technique, human resource, ideas, and experience on how to actually prevent extremist ideologies from seeping into our local communities by pushing back through creating, producing, and popularizing an alternative narrative to the narrative of violent extremism. Who is at risk? According to USAID Guide to Drivers of Extremism, violent extremism is caused in large part by grievances tied to social marginalization, political exclusion, lack of access to justice or resources, and repression or abuse by state and security services in these countries. Factors influencing an extremist state of mind. I like to call this the bubble. Extremist mind programming, no access to education, bogus education system, controlled mass media, subversive symbolism, lack of exposure, primal fears, limited access to information, economic whirlpool or poverty, indoctrination, lack of health facilities, and lack of access to entertainment. Individually and combined, these form the bubble that an extremist mindset is born in and nurtured in. We have a solution. To counter this extremist and intolerant ideologies, the mainstream political, cultural, social forces of civil society need to be mobilized around an alternative paradigm of liberal values, humanism, forbearance, pluralism, enlightenment, human rights, and peace. A theory of change. A plural society on global horizon can emerge through bringing together media influencers, educationists, opinion makers, policymakers, analysts, youth, civil society, and all stakeholders for the formation towards the ideal world. After all that, you will be asking, what will Project SAVE do? We will involve in confidence building and conflict mitigation using media. Work in pre- and post-conflict situations by engaging media influencers. Bringing together civil society, intellectuals, and all stakeholders on table talks. We will help to build consensus among community leaders to disseminate extremist mindset. Popularize an alternative pedagogy of peace through exchange programs. Subvert extremist mindset through event campaigns for tolerance. Promote peace and cooperation through P2P influencers. Activities. Capacity building through productions, seminars, conferences, radio, TV programs, workshops, trainings, written material, publications, and exchange trips. By now, you must be wondering, what is the alternative narrative? Our narrative is called Pursuit of Excellence, abbreviated as PO. Pursuit of excellence is the pursuit to strive to be the best human one can be for the benefit of self, family, and society. This narrative is inspired by humanism, humanitarianism, egalitarianism, progressive cultural and spiritual traditions, democratic values, rationalism, empiricism, informed discourse, pacifism and peace, and indigenous ethos. What is our vision? Promote inquisitive thinking, encouraging rational attitudes, assisting in defining purpose, fostering self-actualization, and inculcating success habits. And what is our approach? Soft power. Soft power is the ability to shape the preferences of others through appeal and attraction. Implementation. Media with a message. Harnessing the potential of media and media influencers. Our focus group is adults of South Asian origin, living anywhere in the world, belonging to the middle class and speaking and understanding the Urdu, Hindi or English language, and belonging to all genders. For centuries, South Asians have developed grievances tied to social marginalization, political exclusion, lack of access to justice and resources, and repression or abuse by state and security services under the rule of Mughal kings, British Empire, and later, after independence, by the feudal lords till today, and hence are at a risk of radicalization. Now that you have finished watching this video, I just have a few questions for you. What do you think of this presentation? That's my first question. Well, I also want to know if you can add something from your experience which we may have missed out. Thirdly, I want to know that during this presentation, did you think of anyone who could give us input at the task at hand? Fourthly, I want to find out that in what capacity are you able to extend your time or resources in helping us speed in our mission? And my last question, do you know anyone who you think needs to watch this video? Either I call you, if not, you can call us. We need your feedback. We need your input. You can find more information about how to reach us on the next slide. Thank you for watching.